After the last of the criminals are uncuffed, they feel a brief sense of relief having been in handcuffs for what seemed like an eternity. However, Hunter Kim Sang-shik, still treating them harshly, maintains his authoritative demeanor, keeping the criminals in check. He introduces himself to Mr. Song's group, assuring them that he will be keeping an eye on the criminals and that they don't need to worry. He then turns to the group and asks who will be leading the raid. Mr. Song with certainty states that he will take on that role. Hunter Sung Jin-Woo is asked if he agrees with this decision, to which he gives a simple affirmative answer. Mr. Song in turn expresses his deep gratitude to Sung Jin-Woo for giving him a second chance, bowing his head in respect. He acknowledges that 11 people died during that previous raid and that it was his fault, but thanks to Sung Jin-Woo, 6 survived. He once again bows to him, appreciating the second chance he's been given. Feeling uncomfortable with all the gratitude, Hunter Sung Jin-Woo tells Mr. Song to raise his head. Mr. Song, now more at ease, turns to Hunter Kim and asks if it's okay for him to be the raid leader. Hunter Kim dismissively tells him to do whatever he wants, not really caring much about the decision. As the group enters the dungeon, they are immediately met by goblins. The scene is chaotic, with the criminals among them fighting the goblins in their own unique ways. One of the criminals uses a whip-like weapon, smashing the face of a goblin with precision. It's clear that this person is under the supervision of a hunter from the surveillance department who is there to ensure they behave during the raid. The second criminal wields a weapon resembling a bat, swinging it with raw power to defeat another goblin. Then we see a third criminal armed with brass knuckles, using them with terrifying force. Even though he's a criminal, his strength is undeniable, as he punches the goblin with such power that the creature's body is blown to pieces. As Mr. Song watches the criminals fight, he can't help but feel a sense of confusion. He's unsure which side is truly monstrous, the goblins or the criminals. The line between good and evil blurs as these individuals, who are supposed to be the heroes, fight ruthlessly. The atmosphere is tense as Mr. Song wonders about the true nature of this raid, and whether these criminals might be more dangerous than the monsters they were sent to fight. Mr. Song couldn't help but notice how the dynamics of the raid had changed. Hunter Sung Jin-Woo, who once seemed like a mere E-rank hunter, was now displaying abilities that left everyone, including Mr. Song, in awe. With just a few movements, he obliterated goblins using fire and swift strikes, his attacks clean and efficient. It was evident that his growth as a fighter had surpassed expectations. Meanwhile, Hunter Kim watched with disbelief, unable to process that a hunter like Jin-Woo, who was once perceived as weak, could now command such power. His strength was undeniable, and his mastery over magic and physical abilities made it clear that he had grown beyond the point of being just another hunter. Mr. Song, always a keen observer, couldn't resist the urge to point out the change in Jin-Woo. He casually remarked that a swordsman with such a weak swing should not have been able to keep up with the pace of the raid. This wasn't the same Hunter Sung Jin-Woo from the double dungeon. The shift in his abilities was undeniable, and it made Mr. Song even more curious about how far his growth could go. As they continued their raid, clearing goblins one after the other, Hunter Sung Jin-Woo felt a new sense of confidence that he hadn't experienced before. It wasn't just his fighting style that had changed. His aura, his presence in battle had evolved. For the first time, he realized that he wasn't the hopeless hunter he once thought he was. Hunter Juhi, on the other hand, was concerned. She had noticed how Hunter Sung Jin-Woo had been warming up and practicing martial arts during their time apart. But while he had been steadily improving, she couldn't shake the feeling that the constant battles had worn her down. The fear of the ordinary goblins, something she once could easily handle, had now begun to take its toll on her. She quietly wondered if the time might be approaching when she would have to step away from being a hunter. Her injury had certainly left its mark, not just physically, but mentally as well. As they fought their way through the goblins, the thoughts and doubts of each hunter began to intertwine. While Jin-Woo had transformed into someone capable of handling much greater threats, the others were still coming to terms with their own limitations. As Hunter Sung Jin-Woo and the others navigate the dungeon, tensions rise, especially with Hunter Kang and the criminals. The two groups have split up to clear the dungeon faster, but something feels off to Jin-Woo. As they proceed through their respective paths, Jin-Woo senses the presence of immense magical energy coming from the first passage, realizing that the dungeon boss lies within. Hunter Sung Jin-Woo's suspicion toward Hunter Kang only grows as they move deeper into the dungeon. While Kang leads the criminals down their path, he speaks in a chilling manner, equating goblins to children and making unsettling comments about survival at any cost. His words make it clear that for him there is no difference between humans and monsters, and his philosophy is one of ruthless survival. Meanwhile, Hunter Sung Jin-Woo, contemplating his own growth, is more concerned about what might be happening with Hunter Kang and the criminals. He feels conflicted not only about the monsters in the dungeon, but also about the dark intentions brewing in the other groups. As the two paths converge, Hunter Kim, who is still haunted by his past actions, abandoning Jin-Woo in the double dungeon, finally decides to apologize. His heartfelt apology comes after reflecting on how he left Jin-Woo to die, but now seeing his growth, he knows he must own up to his cowardice. Despite the apology, Hunter Kim knows Jin-Woo doesn't have to forgive him, but he does it anyway. When they reach the end of their tunnel, they discover that their passage connects directly with Hunter Kang's path. Shocked by what he sees, Hunter Kim peers into the other tunnel and hears a chilling monologue. The voice belonging to the criminal who had been under Hunter Kang's supervision describes how he finds pleasure in causing others pain and watching them beg for mercy. This revelation hits Hunter Kim hard, realizing that the criminals they're dealing with are far more dangerous than they anticipated. It's clear that the dungeon is no longer just a test of strength against monsters. It has become a battle of survival, with moral lines being blurred by those willing to do anything to ensure their own survival.